Hi, everybody. Kenneth G Hasty here, back again with my series of videos for leaders, for business owners, sales managers, salespeople, and the like to help you be better at your craft, make more money, be more successful. And I can't help, we moved into our new offices now, and I've got this 4x8 whiteboard behind me that I can write on, and I realize my writing sucks. So thank you for not complaining about it. Good thing you don't have to read this presentation instead of hear it and see it, right? So anyway, it gets the point across though. And, if you haven't watched many of these, the bottom line is what I'm trying to do is get the message across and get messages out on a regular basis that are timely and they can help you. And as if we're like just in a small class, they're unscripted. There's no teleprompter or anything like that. And, in front of me is really just the camera, and so, but it could just as easily be a class. And that's kind of how I look at it because so many small classes. But anyway, so hopefully you like the format. People seem to like that because it's definitely not over polished, and try to be somewhat genuine, casual, but effective in the messaging. So, feel free to comment on that. Let me know your thoughts on that. So, meanwhile, let's talk about today's message, and it's call objectives and desired outcome. You know, we're out there, we talk to people, even networking. I was at a networking event this morning, and you go out there, you network with people, etc. Calls, you go out and visit somebody, or you call on the phone, even, right? So you have to have, these days, people like to visit, they like to talk, they get less phone calls than they used to, so they end up calling people, etc. And long story short, is you can have a great conversation, but is it really a sales conversation? Are you really moving your business forward? Are you moving your product forward? And the question is, well, that was a question. The answer is maybe not. All right. So a lot of times we have these great conversations. We talk a little about business, talk a little about their business, etc. And but we don't really move it forward much. So one thing that's really important is have an objective. So a goal, an objective, something that you want to focus on. Why am I here? What am I doing? What am I going into? Like when you walk into someone, you're meeting with someone, you're sitting down, have a cup of coffee, whatever. Why am I here? What's my objective, right? So my objective, like in my business, would largely be to help them understand that we help small businesses become bigger businesses. And my objective would be in some way to try to get them as a client or to refer people to me, what have you, right? What's my desired outcome? Because just because you have an objective doesn't mean that that's going to work. My desired outcome is, most cases, is to have a next step. It may not be to get, sign paper right then or whatever, but at least a solid next step. I used to work with a guy, and he would say, let's get the ball a little closer to the pocket, like when you're playing pool, because you don't have to make the long green shot across the table, but get it closer to the pocket, so next time you meet, you can drop it in or get it a little closer to the pocket. I like that analogy because we don't have to go for the slam dunk all the time. We do want to move forward all the time. So if we can get it a little closer to the pocket, a good next step. So what would be a good next step from a meeting, a good follow-up? So say, okay, a good next step might be for me to give them some information on the company. Maybe the next step after that might be an email follow-up and say, hey, first next step be an email saying, hey, thanks, good talking to you, and, which would be sincere, of course. Um, but then if I was on my game, I'd have something in the email to say, here's a little more information about my company and what I do. Okay. Then the next email might wait another week and say, hey, I was thinking of you. Here's a little more information on X. A little bit later might have a video. A little bit later might send them some kind of a PDF, a link, whatever. But the reason I'm kind of taking this ad nauseum is because that can all be automated now. You don't even have to do that anymore. I'm actually certified in sales and marketing automation now, so I'm kind of passionate about that right now. And all those steps can be automated. It's not very expensive. It costs much less than you probably think, but now you never lose another lead. Now you never, they know you're in contact, personal communication, So anyway, if you get curious about that or want to talk about that more, get a hold of me at kennethghasty.com, or you can get to me on my website too at kennethghasty.com. But meanwhile, the important thing is call objectives, desired outcomes. So don't just go visit. You're not a professional visitor. You're not there just to, make a buddy. You're there for your company. You're there for a reason. You're there for business, to try to move the business to the next level, to get a sale, to get a new customer, or at the very least, get the ball a little closer to the pocket. All right. It's not always going to be an 8-ball break, but you get them closer to the pocket, then even I can knock them in, right? So anyway, that's my message for today. So call objectives. I'm sorry about the handwriting here. Call objectives, desired outcomes, and you'll do a lot better. So happy selling, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye.